Crab apple is known as a cleansing remedy. It relates to the soul's potential for order, purity, and perfection. People who need this remedy have very definite ideas that the world around them, their body, and their inner life should be flawless. These people are more than normally nervous of insects, bacteria, or contaminated food, and all kinds of infection risks. The moment the papers report an influenza epidemic or some epidemic, they will immediately take every precaution to avoid contracting the disease. They give importance to trivial details, losing sight of the big picture. You can just take the example of a woman who is more concerned about her eczema on her hand than the cancer from which she is suffering. They are so much obsessed with being unclean, they resort to constant washing their hands or shower. They have self-disgust on account of negative thoughts, unkind words spoken. They are disgusted by their own skin eruptions, sweaty feet, pimples, warts, etc. They are not able to start working unless everything is in perfection and order. When they are sick, they want to recover very fast, quickly. And if they don't get well, they become despondent and overly concerned. In housekeeping, everything has to be neat. So the surroundings, everything appears sterile. Crabapple will help cleanse negative energy after a long and difficult nursing task. You can get rid of the side effects of powerful drug treatments. Feel after taking the crabapple, you know that order cannot be permanent and that it's only temporary state. You have a sense of the overall picture and you see details in their proper perspective. You have a sense for higher system of order and how everything fits together.
The thing is, crab apple and the beach and crab apple are very powerful remedies. Powerful people who can affect. These people can change the whole course of the events. Also, these people are very much needed in the whole world and society. Uh, crab apple, concerning crab apple, it is used as a external use also. You can take in with your food. You can cleanse the food with the crab apple also. That is, it is a cleanser.
Crab apple. Repulsiveness and disgust towards intercourse, feces, urine, sweat, phlegm, saliva, etc. One is not bearing to digest that people even eat non-vegetarian food or any forbidden type of meat. There is excessive attention to cleanliness, obsessive and compulsive need to clean up. There is overthinking and imagination running riot about the means and ways of how the food is prepared. It leads to a certain kind of shock, confusion, and even nausea. There is an eating disorder which is felt. It feels like, and the thought process goes like, where did the water come from for preparing this food, and all of that patterns. It feels like something is stuck inside of
As
you. It
food habit, the process of your mind going and searching the ways of its preparation, and also the cultivation and things that the people who prepare it, and everything is nauseating, and a kind of compulsive disorder it is. So they a kind of a total disgust of the self. They could not contain it. Because of that, they are stuffed fully.
yes.
And when they take it crab apple, see, the unwanted fluid which is accumulated because of any disease which is stuffed, you become so much strained, and you have so much of problem. It becomes poisonous, and when you take it out, you get very much relief.
Then food allergies, diverse skin conditions, then shame and self-consciousness about the body, even self-loathing. That is hating myself for the way my body is. During COVID, there was an excessive tendency to sanitize, to clean, to be expecting germs and infection everywhere. These people, they refuse to use public toilets. They refuse to urinate at all. They don't like to sleep in trains, eat from others' boxes. They don't like to drink water from others' bottles. They don't want to use the beds or sofas in other people's houses. There's a certain kind of hierarchy and thinking that Others' blood is impure. They cannot bear to sit side by side with beggars, differently abled people, or even transgender people. They are more conscious about a small pimple in the face rather than a huge tumor growing in the body. There is loss of appetite. They are stuck in this vicious circle of repulsive thoughts. They cannot bear this at all. It is certainly a condition of the mind rather than physical cleanliness. It is the pollution filled. Everything about it is imagined and invasive, be it the poisonous insects or the slithering reptiles, the haunting, arresting scenes of heinous crime or extreme disease. For example, the tobacco disclaimer we see before movies, or stunted children, belly blown children. The sense of it is a sense of a stunning. We get stunned by looking at it, and it's speechless horror only happening. During monsoon, the stink, the clogging drain water mixing with the storm water, not hoping not hoping to go out at all during a rainy day for the sake of that, and then the hesitance, inhibition to use public tanks or swimming pools, uh, and thinking of menstruation, coitus, death, caste, and all of that, which is considered taboo due to queer beliefs, social stigmatic
So the
superstitions trickle down for generations.
social stigma like caste, creed, class, and also the suburban areas, the villages, and they think that the overall disgust of the surroundings, and because of it is because of the inner upbringing from the early ages. We can find persons, the parents who are telling that don't take water from public thing or things like that. They started growing the tendency of needing a crab apple from the early ages. So we have to bring our children with open mindedness to have we necessarily we should have a clean thing, but it should not be very obsessive, as the tendency becomes a disease or disgust.
So these tendencies, social stigma it has been trickled down for generations till now, and the fear of the surgical knife, the needles, the tools which are used, whether they have been sterilized properly or not. They cannot hope to wear other people's clothes or use others' towels or personal hygiene products even for once. Even if accidentally it's used or touched, they are so perplexed about how to cleanse themselves, thinking about how to cleanse the cleansing tools like mops, brooms, brushes, the tools which are used to cleanse. They are thinking about cleansing them. So if soap is cleansing, then who's cleaning the soap? Kind of thing. Then when they go out even to the garden, the pollen there causes skin rashes and irritation. When they're out in the city traffic, some particulate matter has entered their skin and mouth. They feel like that. They feel that they are polluted. And in some houses where there are hybrid eaters, people use separate vessels for veg and non-veg food. And there is a distinction between clean and unclean, as in non-veg food is considered to be unclean, and there is sacred and impure. As in vegetarian food is considered to be sacred and the other impure. Even the recent hue and cry, the raw or divine food offered to the deity in a huge temple, can be attributed to crabapple. They cannot even order veg food from a non-veg food chain of restaurants. They cannot eat in functions where banned food, according to them, is being served. They are not satisfied, always in doubt, in self-doubt or in doubt of others, whether the other has been cleansed properly and whether the self has been cleansed properly. They are in doubt with religious rites also. There are some cleansing rituals which are done once. If they are done once, they are not satisfied and they need to do the cleansing rituals over and over, constantly thinking of purifying themselves and others in a maniacal manner. They need to bathe multiple times in a day. They need to wash their faces over and over. There is also a kind of aversion to some mossy, rotten colors, and then this musty, damp smell, and then this kitchen grime also. They cannot even stand in the kitchen. They cannot hope to cook and all just because of the kitchen grime. They want to run away from the place when they see these colors or get these smells. And they believe that they have been invaded by some impure spirit and they themselves need to be cleansed. They feel that they are drenched and soaked in some slushy, slimy mud or loam. Even to think of the monsoon, they don't feel like going out. They're repulsed inwardly by the rainy day. But the muddier the water, more beautiful the lotus, it is said. Similarly, they cannot bear to even stand near the street food joints. They have maniacal ideas which are revolting to themselves, and if shared with others, even shared with others, it is even more revolting. And from germs and microbes caused my disease, like from the idea that germs and microbes only cause diseases, they tend to travel in this crab apple. They tend to travel towards the idea that healthy play in the mud and soil develops my connection with the source, and thus even develops immunity. So from utter repulse and appall, crab apple leads to pristineness and universal acceptance.
Grab apple. Dr. Batch describes grab apple as the remedy that helps us to free ourselves from what we do not like, either at the level of the mind or body. The parent of pre-teens or teens are already know how much pressure they put on themselves. Grab apple flower essence can help them accept themselves as they are, making them feel more comfortable and confident. Grab-able needed person may go through his newly decorated house and notice the one tiny spot the painters missed. They are too busy noticing the missing branches on the trees to experience the forest. The music students so intent on getting the notes right that pay no attention to the spirit and power of the music. These people become dramatized because a letter signed with his name went out with a small typographic error. People, those who are feeling disgust on seeing cockroach, lizard, insect, millipedes, caterpillar, need grab apple. Even some people don't like some texture of food also. These people give more importance for outer cleanliness more than inner cleanliness. For example, even though they may suffer for a chronic disease for a
A
long
kind
time,
of the inner cleanliness, the inner cleanliness is not there for these people. Because of that, they are trying to match the outer uncleanliness so that they can have a balance. It is another kind of intolerance of others attitude is beach, intolerance of cleanliness. You cannot be with them easily, very dangerous. And these people are very critical, perfectionist. You will become obsession, you will have obsessive disorder when you are dealing this with these people who are needing of beach and crab apple. Very dangerous it is. It is sticky and also contagious also. You feel a kind of a nauseating thing, and also a kind of alienated effect will be there when you are with these kind of people. And when you are dealing with the people who just take these remedies, and beach people, when you are having the tendency of needing beach, you have to attach crab apples also with them, because that the attack is more, the invasion is more, the beach invasion is more. Every remedy, the situation, the mindset, and it leads to another. And the intolerance of self, and correcting the outer thing, and correcting the inner thing in the crab apple.
even though they may suffer with a chronic disease for a long time, they give more importance to their face pimples or for their gray hair.
They give
Priority to
importance to
cure the
the external beauty rather than the inner problem. They will see the small hole, and they will make way for a bigger thing. That is the thing.
They give first priority to cure their pimples. Grab apple is highly recommended for healers, cleaning staffs, sanitary workers, even for nurses, those who are cleaning and dressing others' wounds, who are taking care of a bedridden persons for a long time. First time parents, those who are feeling disgust to clean their newborn baby's excretion or changing diapers, need grab apple. Wholeness grab apple persons are often healers. They are able to observe, filter, and transform dark forces and blocked energies in others. Grab apple is recommended to counteract the side effects of paramedicals. It is also recommended to overcome the effects of hangover. Grab apple is used in combination with rescue remedy to treat pest infected plants and plants that have been reported and need a little help getting re-established. In wholeness, love yourself and accept imperfection. Start seeing cleanliness and unclean or same. imperfections of housekeeping also accept and tolerate.
During fasting and things, disease, the cleansing process is there in our culture. That is cleaning your bowls and also vomiting and things like that. Instead of doing that, you can take crab apple for once in a week for full day for 5 to 6 doses on the morning in the period regular interval about for about 1.5 hours or 2 hours. That will do, and it will develop the inner strength of your every organ. The blockages will be cleared, the uncleanliness of the bowels and also the heart and things. It will regulate the heart system, and then it will purify your blood also. The aura will be purified, the cleansing, everything will be purified, and it is the greatest cleanser.